Welcome back to TwoGunTerry and Friends. I'm TwoGunTerry, and today we're going to talk about horizontal movement of your firearm. I'm going to use my rimfire rifle to demonstrate it, and we're looking to do smooth, straight across. All the targets are the same height, right? 5 foot tall, except for Pendulum, who have 2 plates that are 6 foot tall, but every other plate in the match is 5 feet tall. So there's no reason for moving the firearm up and down. It should go straight across. I've looked at some of my own video and I've noticed this little loop. I'm exaggerating it now, but as I go from target to target, I'm doing that kind of thing. And that is a waste of time. Straight across, and makes it more difficult to make the shot. So I'm going to start practicing today. I've watched a few other shooters, and I noticed that the better shooters are just going nice and straight across. So again, this is one of those things that newer shooters should start learning this right away from day one and build that into the way you shoot. Older shooters and more advanced shooters may have to fight their habits that they're accustomed to get this taken care of, to learn to do this every single time. But we got to start somewhere, so let's get started.
Are you ready?
A while back, a friend of mine, Steve Foster, said that I could send him some of my videos of myself shooting, and he'd give me some tips. And one of the tips he gave me was that you move the rifle on a horizontal line with your left arm. All right, as always, I'm shooting my rimfire rifle with an optic on top. I call it my Franken rifle because it's put together a bunch of different components, and I love it. It runs great. We're going to shoot some inexpensive federal practice ammo today, and let's just see what we can do. By the way, I forgot my hat, and I forgot my Proud to Be an American pin, so I'm feeling awkward right out of the gate, but that's okay. Adversity, we got to fight through it. All right, we're over here on Smokin' Hope. And I hate Smokin' Hope, but I'm working on it. No, I don't hate Smokin' Hope. I want to get better at Smokin' Hope, so I'm working on it. And I figured this would be a good one, and 5 to go will be good stages to demonstrate that straight across motion. Actually, accelerator, roundabout, all of them. Everything except Pendulum. And maybe outer limits because you got to move. All right, first I'll shoot it the way I normally shoot it, and then I'll come back and start pushing myself to lateral. All right, now I'm going to focus on just going straight across. Maybe not at full speed, but just shooting straight across. Keeping the gun level. That's the whole point, is keeping the gun level and moving it smoothly from target to target. All right, here we go again. So you can't see the plates, but you can hear it ring. So we'll just use that as our, whether I'm making contact or not. A couple of those felt good. So Chris Barrett, he gets down real low in his squat, so I'm going to try that. I noticed that getting down low allows me to rotate at the hips a little bit better. Let's try that. My feet, my left foot is pointing at the number 1 plate, and my right foot is, I'm kind of way past the number 5 plate, but I'm going to bring it in some to see if there's any truth to you should put your feet on the width of the target. So in other words, left foot on the far left side and right foot on the far right side of the stage you're shooting. Let's try that. There's something to all that. One more time. And if I can freaking do that in a match, I like that a lot, actually. It felt fabulous. We might be onto something there. It's going to take a little practice. Got to get rid of the old habits and reestablish new habits. And that's going to take some time. But I think I might be onto something here. Let's go reload and try it again. All right, let's try it from a different angle so you guys can actually see the plates as well. I don't know if this video angle is going to work or not. Let's give it a try. All right, smoke and hope. I'm going to try and just keep the rifle barrel level, straight across. No jerking of the weapon, smooth, straight across. If I just go like that and pull the trigger every time I see a plate, there's no recoil out of this thing, very little. I should be able to hit all the targets. Let's see what happens. Kept missing the stop plate. Let's do that again. I'm focusing on the rifle movement, not really the targets and trigger pull, but that comes with training. After a while, I won't have to think about the movement anymore, and I can focus on the shot. A little bit of a dud. That's what happens with less expensive ammo. You get a bunch of duds. But if you just put them back in the magazine and rotate it a little bit, they usually go off. That was my old way. I could feel myself jerking the gun again. That was not on purpose. I just went back to my old way of shooting. Let's focus better. I'm getting at the same height as the stop plate height, and then I'm bringing it over to plate number 1 and dropping the gun. For some of us, being able to do that right there, it might be a 250, 275, something like that. But for some of us, that might be an improvement on your scores, and there was nothing to that. That was no effort whatsoever. Let's see if I can do it a little faster now. Line up on the stop plate height, the height of the stop plate, 5 foot. Now I know where I'm going to look for the first target. It's about 3/4 of the way up the plate. I'm going to keep that rifle right there at 3/4 of the height of the way of the plate on each plate, and then into the stop plate I should be able to hit it. Actually, it's more like 2/3 of the way up the plate. Okay, so I moved the camera in front of me now. I'm going to be shooting over the top of it. Hopefully I don't blow my iPhone up with a round going right through the screen. But the goal is to just watch the muzzle of my barrel. See if it's going straight across. Smooth. We don't want any horizontal movement. We just want our vertical movement. We just want to go straight across horizontally. So let's see, I have 10 strings I can shoot. So the first 5 will be my old way, which is just shooting as fast as I can, because I want to look at that myself to see what mistakes I'm making, if any. The second group of 5, will be focusing on going straight across. All right. One more, just shooting it recklessly, I call it, or as fast as I can, the way I normally do, which is usually only good for a 230 or 225, sometimes a 220, not good enough for Smoke and Hope. That was very good, but I don't know if I hit everything or not. All right, so now I'm going to switch over to focusing on going straight across. I don't think I'm going to try and go at 100% speed, but maybe 80% speed. We'll see how we feel. Actually, I forgot I have 6 mags, so we'll do 2 more slow. So even going slowly, I'm missing the target somehow. That's because I'm not focusing on where to shoot. And what I'm not doing is I'm not stopping on the target. You gotta stop on the target. Everybody says that. So I think what I have to do is reload and try this one more time. I want to keep the gun at the same horizontal level. And I thought I could just pull the trigger as I'm moving through it. But I think I have to stop on it as I'm going through that motion. Okay, so I reloaded, and we're going to try this one more time. I'm going to stop on each plate this time as I'm moving perfectly horizontally across. But stopping, bip, 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 bip. I'll go slow the first few times, and then I'll try and pick up the pace as I go. By the way, I'm shooting my rimfire rifle, but this concept applies to all firearms. I was shooting my open gun yesterday, and my PCC for that matter, and I was thinking about that the whole time. So it applies to anything. I should get a timer on this too, but all right. For now, I'm just practicing. I hit them all. That was all right. A little slow, but it's okay. That's the goal. definitely got to stop on every plate. It makes a huge difference. Let's do it again. All right, let's pick up the pace now. It's going to start raining, it feels like. Got overcast, some dark clouds. We're going to start picking up the pace here. Here we go. I went under the stop plate twice because I was only about halfway up these front plates. So I got to stay up higher on the plates. I bet you never thought about that before, but you got to be 2/3 to 3/4 of the way up the plate to contact that stop plate moving horizontally. All right, so that was interesting. I'm going to do it one more time because I haven't quite perfected it yet. Got to put it all together. It's going to take a little time, I'm sure. I don't know if you can see these clouds up here behind me, but it's getting ready to rain. It's drizzling on me as we speak, as a matter of fact. But I don't care. I'm going to go reload and we're going to try it again. So let's get over there and get that done. All right, now we're going to try it with the timer. I've been shooting 220s, 210s, 215s, 225, 230s on this stage. And so I want to see if I can get improvement somehow. Even as a grandmaster, you still got to keep trying to become better and better and better. What my old boss used to say, if you're coasting, you're heading downhill. So in other words, always be hustling and trying to get better. We're always working at your craft. All right, we got one loaded up in the chamber. Take my timer here. All right, set my feet. Wasn't ready. All right, set my feet, set my height. Nice and slow pace. I'm thinking 250 maybe. 227, okay, 227. So that's almost what I do when I'm going 100 miles an hour. I feel like I'm going 100 miles an hour. About the same time, and I went slow as could be. Let's try that again. That was a 202, but I missed the stop plate. That was a 192 going straight across. That was interesting. .194. Now that is moving straight across, stopping on each plate. And keeping the rifle horizontal. Interesting. Kind of like it's taking on a life of its own. By the way, I don't feel like I'm going overly fast. Completely manageable, and I'm under 2 seconds. Where when I'm really going for it, I'm over 2 seconds. Let's try it again. Keep the gun online. Online. I can feel it moving all over the place. That's all me right there. Trying to go faster. Almost going back to my old ways. All right, let's try that again. Focus. See the dot. That's what happens with the cheapo target ammo. It's not reliable enough for a match, but it's good enough to practice. It is hot out here. That was a 220, but I felt like I was going slow. It was probably a 210 maybe. 211. Well, I'm going to have to work on it. There's no question about it. Hopefully this video helps a little bit, and especially for new shooters, because get used to doing this right now. Don't wait, for more experienced shooters that have been doing it a certain way for a while. It's going to take them a bit to break this habit of moving the gun up and down, if that's in fact happening. But for newer shooters, just get it in your mind right now that you don't move that gun up and down except on pendulum. And then when you're doing, even on outer limits, when you're running from box to box, the targets are the same height. You should really keep that rifle, level as you can while you're running anyway. All right, TwoGunTerry. We'll see you out at the range. Take care now. That's all I have for now. Thank you for stopping by. And remember to like, subscribe, and do what?
Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you.
Are you ready? Make ready.
Two guns!